Hold on to your space helmets. Through my telescope, I've just spotted a cluster of planets in the Language Skills galaxy. Each one is unique and full of adventures. I would love to explore them all, but I don't know which to pick. What's that, Mia? Mia says I should let someone else have a turn deciding what we do. And if I hog all the choices, I might become a galactic grizzle beast? Mia, where'd you get that idea? Have you been binge watching spooky space stories with Chewbacca again? Wow, okay. I guess you get to choose the destination of our next adventure, the novel that we'll read in this unit. Your mission is to help us navigate to a planet that you want to explore. Choosing a novel is always the beginning of a grand adventure. I remember when Aunt Muriel sent me on that trip to Venezuela. You're right, Mia, this isn't about me anymore. Okay, cue the intro. So, how can we choose the best novel for ourselves, and what should we look for when we're reading? By the end of today's lesson, you'll be able to use resources to select an independent reading novel. Mia took off in a hurry, but did leave us the PDF for today's lesson, and said we better take good notes. Let's get into it. The Language Skills galaxy is massive. Where do we even start? Sometimes it's helpful to think about past experiences before jumping into a new one. You could start by thinking about books or movies you've already really enjoyed. What did you like about past stories you've encountered? Was it the action, the mystery, or maybe the hilarious characters? Were the plots about an epic adventure, growing up, a futuristic city? Think about what made you fall in love with those stories. Pause the video here to note one or more stories that you've loved in the past. What did you come up with? Sounds like you've had some fun experiences with stories in the past, and you can definitely draw on those to guide you to your independent novel. If you're stuck, you can always talk to your family or friends about the kinds of stories they like. They might have some awesome recommendations, and because they know you, they might have suggestions for what you'll like too. Now that we have some idea of what interests us, where can we find all these books? I know! First stop, the local library. You can discover a universe of tales and adventures, from the hidden pathways of the secret garden to tales of growing up like The Crossover. And the guiding star of your local library? The librarians. Share your past reading voyages with them, and they'll help set you on a course for a new thrilling journey. Onward to the home front! Your family's bookshelves might have hidden treasures too. You might unearth survival stories like Hatchet, or feel the charm of Anne of Green Gables. I know Aunt Muriel has a massive collection of dog tales, like The Call of the Wild, Because of Winn-Dixie, and Where the Renford Grows. Sometimes starting with what we already have is a great way to go. For those who are tech savvy, ebooks are your digital portals to tales like Peter Pan or Treasure Island. You can find lots of places to access ebooks, including the library. With a click, you're off to another world. Ask a trusted adult for help using this tool. And don't overlook local bookstores or secondhand stores. As you browse, you might stumble upon copies of The Wonderful Wizard of Oz or Little Women. Wow, there are lots of ways to find a novel. Can you think of a time you found an interesting book? How did you stumble upon it? And how do you think you'll get your book for our adventure to Planet Novel? Pause the video here to brainstorm in your guided notes. Awesome job! You're starting to think of a plan to get prepared for our trip. Once you've got your novel picked out, we'll work to explore its setting, plot, characters, theme, and more. Remember, choosing a book is a personal journey. Ask the people you know for help and challenge yourself to consider a few options before making your final choice. And don't let your PDF float away into the language skills galaxy. It's packed with extra tips and a handy checklist for your novel finding mission. Mia, where'd that spacesuit come from? You've been brushing up on your spaceship engineering skills while we were doing the lesson? And you've secured funding for parts from Aunt Muriel? I'm impressed, though I really want to know where that woman gets all her money. Well, it looks like Mia's ready to get us to Planet Novel. I can't wait for our journey to unfold. I better get packing. We'll catch you next time to rocket into reading.